Helping other people pursue God has two dimensions, truth and love. Discipleship is speaking truth in the context of loving relationships. And so as you prepare to lead a group or to have discipling relationships in your life, let's talk about the truth side first. We'll come back and talk about the love side in a minute. But one of the things that holds people back from discipling others is you feel like you don't know what to say. You're not a Bible scholar or a Bible teacher. And I want you to understand that when it comes to the content part of discipleship, you don't have to create that lesson material for your group. You don't have to come up with the teaching. And if we had to do that, most of us would not be able to succeed. And so your best bet is to use a curriculum that's already been prepared. Now, there are several options when you consider curriculum. For one thing, your group could do a book together. If the group is seriously motivated, they might be able to work through something that someone has written. But that's a lot to ask of most people, and almost every group that I've ever seen gets bogged down trying to complete a whole book. People just don't do the reading, they don't have time. If you did decide to do a book together, there might be certain times when that works. Look for one that already has discussion questions, maybe in an appendix in the back. Another common approach is people use Bible study guides. A lot of publishers create these Bible study guides. You can find them at christianbook.com. So there would be some cost to the group members, $8 or $10 each. Some of those kind of studies are video-based. Some of them are really well done, but then there's the extra cost of the DVD as well. And in my experience, those studies can be pretty hit or miss. It's hard to preview them in advance without buying a whole bunch of Bible study guides to look through. But it's a method that groups have been doing for a long time, and it's not bad. But what I want to recommend is the video library at pursuegod.org. On the video library, you can preview anything that's there. It doesn't cost you anything to use it. There's no books or manuals to purchase. It's very spontaneous. You can just jump right in anywhere in the whole library. And if it's not working for the group, you can just move on to some other study. You're not out $10 each for the study guide. And one great thing about the materials at pursuegod.org is that they're all prepared with this discipleship process in mind. So everything there is going to reinforce the same process, the same goal of multiplying disciples. When it comes to using the curriculum, whichever one you choose, you don't have to be the expert. We want you to just be a facilitator and a coach. Like we said back in week 2, you don't have to have everything figured out to use this library. You just have to be one step ahead. And when it comes to the relationship side, there's another role we're going to ask you to play. We'll talk about that in the next video. If you don't have to come up with the content or study long hours to have all the answers, that frees you up for the relational side of your ministry. The other thing is we want you to do it in a way so that others can do what you do. This is the main reason that we really don't want you to be an expert, is that even though you may have the ability to write your own lessons, we're trying to think multiplicationally. And so if you come across as the expert, then the people that you're discipling will feel like they have to be the expert as well. And that's when multiplication then will begin to break down. But if you use a simple, accessible tool, then the people that you're discipling will realize that they have the capacity to use the very same tool. So get to know this video library. It's going to help you succeed in your desire to make disciples. So take a minute and talk about what's involved in leading the truth aspect of a discipleship group.